California Republic.
Okay, campers, rise and shine, and don't forget your booties. This is
It's
cold out there
Groundhog
today.
Day. Hey guys.
What is this? Miami Beach? Hey, so just by luck, somehow we all ended up watching the same movie serendipitously. We decided to talk about it. I mean, deja vu all over again.
It's a weekly coincidence. Bi-weekly.
We
Curiously, it's bi-weekly.
In the seasonal time, and we watched Groundhog Day. But I'm lying. Don't trust me. This was chosen by our buddy Plow. First, I want to say that it's me and Louie.
I'm Louie.
Plow is here. He chose it this time.
Hi.
We have our good friend Blood Panther.
Oh.
Hey,
Bloody
how's
Pamphlet.
it going, everybody?
Goose. Bringing up the caboose. I think that's Dabney. Double D.
What? Where? What?
We got to squeeze in our double D's. And, well.
Dabney, not Coleman. Listeners, don't get excited. Not the real Dabney Coleman. Another Dabney.
From down under. Dundee.
Like the alligator.
Close enough.
This seasonal movie was chosen by Mr. Plow, and, well, why'd you choose this, besides me just saying it was seasonal and basically your reason and spoiling it?
I was thinking I needed something to be stark contrast to our last movie we watched, which is good, but I wanted something more comedy, more lighthearted, more something that has rewatchability. So that's why I picked Groundhog Day,
And didn't remotely involve shoes.
It did not involve shoes or dancing or people.
That one shoe.
Yeah, a wet shoe, yes.
It's a doozy.
It's a little bit of dancing.
Yeah, a little bit of dancing, but it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Written and directed by Harold Ramis, which, if you're familiar with his work, he was also one of the main Ghostbusters. So.
Egon.
Yeah.
Old friends with Bill Murray from way, way back.
Yep.
I think improv days, possibly.
Yeah. So it's one of my favorite comedies I have. Amongst that I do have. So.
Yeah, they were said to have actually broken up in this movie. Harold Ramis and Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Sad.
Mm-hmm.
Was Bill Murray the reason?
I could see that.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Try to ask Harold his opinion right now.
Yeah.
Let me get the
Ouija board.
Ah, look at that.
Hey,
Way.
And we're back.
Yeah.
Act like the Ghostbusters movie did.
That
Super
made me tear
tasteful,
up. I teared up. I was like, you got it.
Yeah, they did ghostify Harold Ramis. Oh, man.
Because it was terrible.
I mean, they ghostfied Anakin
So I was
Skywalker.
embarrassed for him.
But he has the high ground now, Annie.
It tucked on my heart.
Hey.
But that's a different movie.
And this one was, well, I like to think Bill Murray was actually playing himself in the first part of this. Kind of too good to be around everybody, right? Because the weatherman, main character, his name's Phil, right?
Phil Connors?
Phil Connors. And
Bing!
yeah.
Quick trivia about the movie is you weren't wrong saying that Bill Murray played himself, because what they did is they just took him to this location and just left him there and saw how he interacted with people.
And he was just like sarcastic and like kind of, I go home to like a better life than you. kind of. Yeah, because I mean, in the beginning of the movie, he felt too good for where he worked. He was trying to get another job.
Oh, that was just Bill Murray being Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Talking to the
it kind of
locals.
describes him, though. Like his character Phil as well.
Can we give a quick plot synopsis, just so viewers that might not know this?
Yeah, for sure.
What it is about?
Spoilers for a 35-year-old movie.
Any Bueller? Okay. A weatherman, in fact, named Bill Murray, kind of, goes to Punxsutawney, PA for Groundhog Day, and he's going to report on it. And he does. And the next day he wakes up, and it's the same day. He's stuck in Groundhog Day for what the director said was 30 to 40 years, and that's the movie. He's stuck in
Same
the time
day,
loop
back
the
to back.
same day in a snowstorm on Groundhog Day.
Yeah. And I think it's important to point out that this character, we can call him Bill Murray, but really Phil O'Connor's.
Yes.
He was really full of himself. He was trying to move on to a better life, and he hated going to this small town every year to see this dumb rodent be talked about and cherished. And he was trying to get out of there as fast as he could. Little did we know, a big blizzard that he was in denial about, which he's a weatherman, kind of ironic. He was saying it's not going to come, we can drive, but the blizzard, every time, no matter how many times he tries to get out of the town, he turns around and he has to relive the day again. So
The blizzard
there is
said
some
that there was no way.
underlining mechanics that the writers and the people producing the movie kind of kept close, like a Bible of truth, you know, like if he tries to get out, it's always the blizzard that turns him around. And later on, we found out if he tries to kill himself, he wakes up, same bed, 6 a.m. So pretty solid, thought through writing. They wanted to really hammer out the details of what loop, if you will, he's in, and how it works, or how he tries to mess with it.
Same day over and over again. Not like marriage or a cubicle job, but pretty close. So, I mean, I love Bill Murray, so I'm biased to most things going in because I fucking adore him. But it was really nice to see that style of comedy that, even though he wasn't sharing the camera with Harold Ramis, their stink was all over it. And that was pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very true. He has a certain wit to him.
Yes.
Fun to watch him, but he actually said this movie kind of rebooted his career to show some depth. Because eventually he does go through all these emotions and different character changes, trying to deal with the loop of waking up on Groundhog Day in this small town.
I mean, he did go on to do some dramatic stuff after this. He did a dramatic movie early in his career, Razor's Edge, which I liked, but was
No one else liked.
no.
But you're right. I mean, it's definitely the movie that kind of bridged the gap for him. It was funny. It was comedy. He got to play into his shtick, but it also had just a lot of heart to it. And, you know, the stuff with the homeless guy who he tries to save.
Yeah,
Andy
that was a
McDowell,
good running
let's just
thing.
call it what it is. Andy McDowell was the heart of that movie, though, like very much so. They had so like the town, and there was so much of. But I mean, like the emotional like axis upon which the movie pivoted.
She was the
actually
beacon of
hers.
purity that he strived for.
Well, she was. What would you consider like the?
She was his muse for the change.
Well,
Yeah,
She was the
I-
moral barometer of the movie, really.
I like Muse better, but okay.
I mean,
The barometer. We can get there,
That's a
guys.
good description. She plays kind of the thankless role that, you know, a lot of women have in these kinds of movies, which is the woman who makes him want to be a better man.
Yeah,
Yep.
and puts up with his shit, and
Yeah, it's a trope, but she actually, you know, pulls it off reasonably well. But it's a thankless role usually for actresses. It's just, you know, because she's got to be too good for him, but not so much too good for him that she doesn't ultimately melt and, you know, give him his chance to redeem himself. What's interesting in this one is that, you know, he has to do it, you know, every day over and over again.
that's true.
But
what I like about the whole movie is one thing I didn't think about until I started rewatching it, is that the movie doesn't explain the magic behind him looping. And a lot of the movies you see nowadays, they're always having to explain everything or this. They just left that alone. And I really thought that was really kind of neat. Especially, maybe it's because they didn't think about it back then, but I would have thought that back then they wanted to explain even more.
Yeah, no, that's a
Whereas
good
nowadays,
observation. There's
everything's
actually a
explained.
big story behind that.
Yeah.
They had a reason, and especially the whoever produced the movie, the big guys, they wanted a reason before they funded the movie. But the people that did the movie purposely scheduled all those scenes at the end and ran out of time, so they never shot it. And so the reason was supposed to be Phil traded a ex bad. She cast a voodoo spell, and it was all hashed out. It had an ending with that as well. But Harold Ramis and others didn't like it because it fell into the trope of
It's just campy,
bad,
you know?
bad witch, get rid of the witch, or bad witch, go for the witch to solve it. And they kind of put it in a box. And they
I'm glad
realized
they
once
didn't
they
use
took
that.
out the reason, it became more about his actions and the mechanics of the loop and just the human morals of what would you do and just the process one would go through if they had this sandbox of a life. And I think it was a good decision. It kind of made this movie timeless when they did that.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that anytime you have an explanation, then a part of the dialogue's always going to be about, is it a good explanation? Is it, and then you're going to be like, oh, was that fair? Was he the victim? Did he deserve it? Did he redeem himself to
True.
the person who he wronged versus just redeeming himself just in generally as a person?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that this allows it to be, to focus entirely on his journey, and his journey not in relation to anyone else. Actually, he doesn't have to prove anything to anyone. There's no, we don't know throughout the movie whether there's a way to break the loop.
They have an array of things that he does. His reactions, he goes through some stages of grief, but one, and I think this is cool. Like, they were like, how would Hollywood in this movie? Oh, it's got to be about the mystifying, nature of the groundhog. So he kidnaps the groundhog and he kills himself in the groundhog. But nope, he was just thinking like a dumb citizen. Like, I've seen too many movies.
Like a desperate man. Yeah. He's just trying to think. And because that was one thing I absolutely did notice this time around, was him progressing through the various stages of, incredulity, disbelief, bargaining,
Right.
He goes through that nihilistic phase where all right, let's go find the local drug dealer and go run around town because nothing matters. Woo!
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, because we don't have any idea why this is happening, we have no idea whether for all we know, killing the groundhog will work. We just genuinely,
Right.
we never know what's going to happen. It does make it feel unpredictable, and
Yeah, I very much appreciated that aspect of it, not being explained. And I was wondering, like, is this a gift from the universe, or is it a curse, or I like the not knowing.
He treated it as both. Yeah. He kind of tried to use it as his advantage. Like, he had women eating out of the palm of his hand, and if he messed up, it's just a new day tomorrow, and he would nail that next line, and he achieved once his ego kind of exasperated and he achieved the coolest moments of his life, he got bored. I mean, there was a time where he likened himself to a god. Like, what if God isn't all powerful? He just lived long enough to know everything. And or maybe I'm not the God, but I'm like a God, and
it's a great bit.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Plow?
Well, so like taking a step back, and I like how they didn't explain the mechanism, because it allows the viewer to be able to kind of like think about it and interpret it in their own will, right? And so it gets people to actually think about something instead of being spoon-fed.
Yeah.
Good point. And so I think that's kind of like something that's missing out of a lot of movies today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Netflix method of
explain the plot.
You got to remind every 20 minutes with the.
Yeah.
You have to understand, they're on a screen at the same time.
That's
Yeah,
why the
that was
recent
like
Superman movie was
issues.
so good. Superman did
That's
it.
one of my issues with superhero movies. It's like
Yeah, Superman
when
didn't
they
even bother
reboot
with
them,
an
they
origin.
have to tell you everything, and I'm like, the people have seen the movie. You know, the people that are going to see this movie are going to know who the superhero is.
We know where it's going, guy. Don't fuck around with that. Like,
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah. We know who Bill Murray is. Get to the shit.
Yeah. Get the yucks, boy.
Yeah, dance for me, monkey.
I'm sure he would have done that. He probably did that one day. Just woke up and
Which, by
became
the
the
way,
bad guy.
his dancing, so to speak, in this, I think he does a really. This is a really good Bill Murray performance. He really does. He uses this, the Bill Murray shtick, the smart ass, smug, thing that he has, made a living off of for decades. But he also does, like I said, he brings a lot of heart to it. He does show vulnerability, and I think, he pulls this one off really nicely. I've always enjoyed his performance in the movie, and I think it is a nice kind of lead into, the later career of Bill Murray, where we saw, some of his work with Wes Anderson, and of course,
Lost in Translation.
Lost in Translation, thank you. Where we saw that more sophisticated, softer side of him. And like I said, this, I think, kind of acts as a nice bridge for him as a comic actor, because he's, he is allowed to at least utilize, it's tough for audiences sometimes to accept when like when he or Robin Williams, decides to suddenly do dramatic. It can be tough for the audience. So it worked in the sense that it allowed him to, give us what we wanted, the monkey dances, but then he also is allowed, he gets to give us this other stuff.
Yeah, he went
Like
through
America
a
was
the Rangers
letting him
needed.
grow up.
Yeah. I mean, as an audience, I remember seeing, the movie and just being taken with that, because, at the time we really hadn't, like you said, he did Razor's Edge, but that was a very just serious movie, and no one saw it. It really
Super
wasn't well
serial.
received. Yeah.
Mhm.
This was before What About Bob, right?
You're through to HQ.
Yes. I
Good
think
question.
What About Bob was like one of his very next ones.
Your helicopter
That's what I
will
thought.
be with you tomorrow.
Okay.
That was my memory of it as well.
Some say that the stages he went through, and going back to the range he had to show, it was similar to a path of Buddhism. It's called samsara, and then you start with confusion, and then hedonism, which is stealing money and seduction, and then despair, which is suicide attempts, and then finally enlightenment. And I think he achieved enlightenment, and we'll get into that because that's towards the end of the movie, but I think and then some. Like, I think he kind of progressed past that path, but that's interesting, and that's all follows the same order, Like, once he exacerbated his sins, he was like, I'm done. Let me just try to kill myself.
What I got out of it, and I had to look this up, but like with the the movie having 3 acts, you had that hedonism and control in the beginning, and then you had the despair and nihilism in the middle, and then you finally go into your service and growth.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's trying to save bums and helping people not step
Yeah,
in puddles.
I thought it was funny. Like, even when he expected and he knew he had no consequences, he still didn't tip the bum. Like, that was one of the last things. And so, yeah, if we're gonna get into it, like, after he tries to do all these things and kill himself, he just lives with this town. He gets to know each individual person. He becomes almost a savant of things and learns French and piano and all
The
these
crazy
things
thing is,
are
all
used
these
to
people are
help those people.
like meeting him for like essentially the first time that day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yet he's like,
Which-
oh hey, Billy Bob.
Hey, he's a
Which
chummy
would be,
motherfucker.
you to imagine, difficult for him, because he would have to, every day pretend he'd never Like the woman who's like, he's he's my piano student. He's like, yeah, just for the first time today. It's like, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Like, she only taught him realistically for like maybe 6 hours, and she claimed all of that. Like, oh, I taught him everything he knows.
Right.
Like, lady, your perspective, you just met the guy, but sure.
You're in a time bubble, bitch. You don't even know it. Is what I thought to myself.
This movie also, of course, is one of its great strengths is similar, if you will, to when we did Defending Your Life. It's it's another movie I think that allows you to actually.
True.
It's funny, and you laugh, but you say to yourself, what would I do if I had? Would you have just leaned into as he did, earlier, just getting laid and stripping every woman in town? Would you
all of the above
get despair, or would you at some point turn your efforts to what is the path that would ultimately make a life like that meaningful?
Mm-hmm.
Helping others, the kind of empathy.
Mm-hmm.
So when he it was kind of early when he accepted what was going on, and he wanted to just tell Rita. And he was kind of being gluttonous at the time, eating all that food, and she recited that French poem.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if it was right. It wasn't the French poem. It was something else she recited. That poem is about a guy that just focuses on himself. He doesn't reach out to community or family or friends. And when he dies, he's forgotten. Whereas,
she was totally taunting him about that. That's
like you're not
student shit.
You're not applying anything to anyone else. This is all about you. You're not gonna leave a legacy. You're gonna be forgotten and not celebrated. So I didn't really show him reflecting on that, but the man he became at the end, was a complete transformation on the other side of that poem's thoughts. He kind of became the man that will be remembered and celebrated. I thought that was cool. I actually looked at that poem when she kind of recited it, because it was like she kind of went medieval on his ass, while he just sat there and ate cake, and she just kind of cursed him, in a way. But yeah,
think
some
of
pretty
the
strong
PTSD
constructs.
this guy has.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently there was some real PTSD too. I read that Bill Murray got bit by the groundhog
twice.
And had to undergo a rabies shot regimen, basically. The really painful ones that fucking suck.
I didn't know it lasted. It affected him that long. Besides the scar.
Well, no, I mean, he took it as a precaution, but when you get bit by a wild animal, taking a bunch of rabies shots as a precaution, the program to take rabies shots takes a while.
It's not
a
fun
month.
Program.
And it's big nasty needles. And it's really
Well,
fucking hurts. And,
Didn't RFK say we don't have to do that anymore?
You just got to reach in and touch a brain.
just embrace the rabies. It's fine. It's fine. Nobody
touch the brain and you'll be immune.
And that's how 28 days later started.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Now, does anyone know what Harold Ramis did after this? Did he direct anything?
He did. Shit.
He's done a shit ton. I don't know the timeline of his filmography, but
after this, what did he do next?
And he was actually the doctor that scanned his head. He had a cameo.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He did the analyze this, analyze that. He did multiplicity. He did bedazzled.
Right.
I didn't know he was multiplicity. Huh.
He did direct multiplicity. And the analyze this, analyze that. He did. I forgot about that. And then his last feature film was Year One with Jack Black and Michael Cera.
Gotta say, I didn't like that one.
Right there.
Yeah.
Did not go out with a bang in that sense.
No. Not even Michael Cera could save it.
This was kind of a high point for him as a director.
Not even David Cross could save it. He was the best part of it.
Although, I mean, he also did Caddyshack and Vacation. So.
Yeah.
Both classics. And of course, Club Paradise.
Robin Williams.
The
Peter
movie that Robin
O'Toole.
Williams insulted before it even came out. Yeah.
How did he
What was
do
it?
that?
I saw a clip of this. He went on a talk show and he like told them that it was the Club Paradise, which he was there to promote, was the in-flight movie on his way to the appearance.
Wow.
So
Classic
yeah,
Robin.
he kind of shit talked it.
Will, it's not your fault. No. Robin Williams, wake up! Or De Niro. Anyways, fuck that
But
up.
Do you guys notice any more like laws of his loop or the constructs of his imprisonment? Like what were some observations of like what he could do, what he couldn't do? It was pretty
He
untamed.
couldn't learn to forgive himself. No, it's a bullshit answer.
He was pretty
What the
bounded by his
rules were?
condition. Yeah.
Things like he would never retain physical change, like he can never
Right.
get hurt or build muscle. Like he
The other
can
hand, eat
learn
whatever
new
you want.
things. That would be retained.
Well, that's the weird part is that in reality, like sleeping is what helps you retain memory. And so in reality, with him not actually sleeping very much because, he stayed up a lot of those nights at least, you don't retain much information without the, REM sleep kind of cycle, which they didn't know about that stuff back then necessarily. But in
It's
reality,
not
though,
that old a movie.
it's 35 years old, man.
He literally just got out of Groundhog's Day.
REM
Yeah, back
sleep, the thing about that forming memories and being a big part of how our neurology works is a relatively recent discovery.
All right.
Back in the 1990s,
still,
people
I
thought
mean,
when you
he-
slept, you died for a
he-
little while.
Yeah.
He slept plenty of times. I mean, obviously there were times he didn't. But
you
it's
heard
also
of
unclear the
Korean Fanda?
mechanics of his sleep, given that if he died, he would immediately wake up.
By the
so-
way, Goose, they were just built different back in then. That's what my boomer parents always told me.
Yeah.
They're just built different.
That's right.
Built Ford tough.
You try walking uphill both ways in the snow.
Well, it turns out the
And
build
get
being
lost
built
every
different was
day.
trauma. It was all just trauma. That's all
and
it
lead
was.
paint.
That's right, lead paint.
Lead paint.
I like how things never really changed unless he interacted. Like he had to directly interact with something.
Yeah, like
To
there was a
change it?
script for the day without him, and then
He was the only
he had
cause
to-
of change
yeah.
in that world.
Mm-hmm.
He was the only
He
cause of
was
change.
the
But
butterfly
that-
effect.
Yeah, but he couldn't change anything.
I was
lasting,
gonna say,
of course,
Plow, that-
everything reset.
In that movie, there was no
He could change
butterfly
himself.
Well,
effect.
last time.
Like he had to be
No.
there directly changing something. He can't just have an effect early in the day that has a. He can't cause something in the early by starting in the morning and having something progress in the afternoon. He has to be there and follow it through. It's almost
Yep.
like he has to guide
Need to
things.
change.
He can't just change somebody's mood, leave them, and then their day's different. They'll just go right back to their scheduled loop actions after he leaves. It was pretty controlled state. Like
The world
What about the
in
time when he
buddy.
robbed the car, or the armored car? Because he timed perfectly dropping the...
yeah, that was
Two
cool.
old men.
Yeah.
There are 3 bags.
I heard they
I
wanted to
don't
start
know.
the movie. They wanted the opening scene to be him kind of going through the day, predicting things, and like being like a psychic in some ways, which would have been a cool opening because it's
That would've been
captivating. Like, how is he?
World of the Psychic.
Yeah, is he a psychic? But then you find out like the next day he can do it again. So very cool. Another tidbit. Both his brothers made cameos. His brother played the mayor that talked about
Mm-hmm.
the groundhog. There is debate of how long he spent. It's anywhere from 10 years to like 10,000 years, but people like their numbers, and I guess the fan base decided on 33, which was
That
Jesus
was going by
Christ's life.
what I read was somebody asked Harold Ramis about it in an interview, and he's like, I'm thinking 30 to 40 years. That's
Yeah,
what he said as the director.
right.
But, I mean, that's,
And
only
well,
God knows
Jesus
the answer to
lived
that.
33 years, and at the end, he
that's
almost
fun.
was like Jesus in a way. Like he almost knew
He was
everything.
healing people.
Yeah.
Was,
Trick question.
yeah,
He did
yeah,
it
yeah.
once. It was one day. It was one day, and it was all in his head.
Dude, I know when he woke up,
That's
and
how
we're
it
getting
actually
ahead of
happened.
ourselves, but when he woke up at the very end, and he's like, "Oh, the loop's over," he's probably like, "I bought so much fucking life insurance from that needle dick motherfucker."
Ted?
Ned?
Ted,
Ned.
Ted?
Ned
Yes.
Ryerson.
That was
Ned
Ned
Ryerson.
needle
Bing!
neck.
And there was
Ned.
that one hilarious fucking punch where he spun him around. They said that
Yeah.
take was very hard to do.
He's just like Ned, and he punches him.
And
Yeah.
well, and it's the spin, like, because Ned does a full like 270,
He does.
has the funny face and faces the camera from the opposite way, and
Yeah.
like you get that one nice little like slightly slow motion where he just like pauses Wile E. Coyote style before he falls off screen.
Yeah, he's a
Fucking
goofy
hilarious.
character. He was really
Well, that
animated.
actor, though, he's just fucking great.
Steven
Yeah.
Tobolowsky.
Steven Tobolowsky.
Thank you. I was curious
Brolowski.
because he was really
Fucking
animated
brilliant.
and he knew what to do.
He's always great.
Yeah, never a main character, but always fun to see.
Yep.
So,
Side
getting to the end, he kind of achieved what he wanted, having a really nice night with Rita. But if you listen to their conversations, they never really slept with each other, which is what he was pining for. So after having a really nice night, and even the day before, he kind of helped everybody, and he was just a net positive on the society.
It was
Yeah,
amazing.
woke up.
Finally had a perfect day.
They had a perfect day, and he didn't really try to sleep with Rita. They just had a really nice, touching connection throughout the whole night. And when he woke up, he was with her. So, kind of cheesy that he gets the girl, but they played it into the movie nicely. He actually did change and become a better person and earn her.
There was a new tomorrow.
Yes.
What more can you ask
and-
for?
I still don't like the hero wins the girl trope, but I mean,
Yeah,
this was the 90s.
that was
But
strong
he
in
didn't
here.
necessarily, but it leads that way. But
He
the idea-
earned the
Well,
girl.
He earned the
become-
right to
yes,
get to know
well,
her.
like I said, that's the trope is he's got to become a better person to be worthy of the girl.
Yeah. So,
But- the problem with it, of course, is that the girl, the woman, is not really a person. They're an aspiration.
yeah.
And she very much was an aspiration. Her job is to be very pretty, to be soft-voiced, to be, smart and challenging, but not too challenging.
Yeah.
She can't be too difficult. She doesn't have any real flaws
with
as
the
a
charming
person.
twang.
Beats toast to world peace,
Yeah.
of course.
Right. To world peace. Yeah, it is a problem with the trope for me in the sense that she's just not she's not a real person. She doesn't need to be a person for the movie to work, and that is
She's a
She's
device.
more of a device. She's like
she's a device. Yeah.
she's the signifier. So I think the ultimate achievement that he had to get to stop the loop was to strip himself of all narcissistic traits, become humble, and be a positive in people's life. And once he did that, he, as a byproduct, earned her respect and her like, I guess you could say, love. They were really good friends at the end, you could say.
Over one day's worth of bonding. Yeah. Well, that was kind of what I was getting at with like the emotional heart of it there, because he wanders around a lot with he gets with girls, he romances people, he does the things,
Yeah.
but like in the end, it's only her heart that seems to measure what his like worth is, because she's following around on that last day, just kind of watching him do his thing. And that was more interesting than knowing exactly what to say to her, throughout
Yeah.
the day, right? Because she was just watching his actions, and it was that
Right.
judgment, I feel, that
True.
was actually
He had to have
key.
an actual character change.
Yes, his
And so that's the reason
worthiness.
why-
His worthiness was just being a better person rather than performing a better person.
And performative for her attention,
Right.
Like for her, Right. That's the reason why I would argue that she isn't actually that like fridged woman or whatever, like that trope of just being the MacGuffin that moves the movie. Because as a character, I mean, she comes in strong early, and it's kind of her grounding that keeps him, that keeps all of us I guess, like I said, grounded to the action, because throughout, she always has that touchstone first thing in the morning with him when they meet for the, the groundhogging there, right?
Yeah,
And
but
so,
I would argue that's more a byproduct of her charisma than it is of the actual writing and the character.
well, that's fair too, but I'm saying maybe what I'm guessing just commenting on the presentation of it, not necessarily the depth of writing. Because yeah, when you bring it like that, I mean, there's not a lot of writing about her that isn't either A, focused on the job, right? 'Cause she has a lot of job focus in all of her dialogue, or B, responding to Bill Murray's shenanigans in one way or the other, right? Like, but I don't know. Like I said, but it's also, again, it's when she kind of sees the worth in him by the end of that day, where they go to sleep next to each other, that breaks the cycle. So that's the reason why
the thing I always wonder, and I get, well, my wife's already went to bed, so I can't ask her, but and I know she likes the movie too, but I always wonder from the perspective of women watching these movies, which is that the female characters, there's very few of these where the woman is the lead character who's got to get her shit together. I mean, Amy Schumer did one, but there's,
Bridget Jones.
The Bridesmaids?
Bridget Jones, what's the one with Kristen Wiig?
Sliver.
Like I said, Bridesmaids.
Wonder Woman.
Bridesmaids. Sorry, I didn't hear you say. But yeah, I mean, so there's certainly a handful of them, but I just it does. I do wonder what the perspective of it when you see all these movies, which it is just kind of a again it holds together because she is charismatic and likable in the role, but like I said, that and it's not just this movie, but it is a whole trope of movies where the the woman, her main function is to be an aspiration. Her job is to be the guy, right? She's the one who he has to be worthy of, but there's no reason she's necessarily, I mean, probably she has her own fucking problems, and it doesn't really, it's like, what, maybe she's not interested in a fucking relationship with this guy just because she's got her own shit,
Yeah. Or maybe she's more professional, and she's like, all right, I'm gonna go home to my husband or my boyfriend.
Yeah. She's like, oh, I don't want to have a relationship just because I'm focused on my career. Or,
I did notice,
I've been taking care of my sick dad, and I just don't have fucking time for this. Or, whatever
As
it is.
opposed to just spotting him being a bullshitter and then rejecting him because of his bullshit, as opposed to her own needs or aspirations or motives.
Right. And that's just, again, it's not a specific fault of this movie. It's just, it's the trope. And I love the movie, and I'm not, I'm just saying it is.
It's almost like they knew they had to have the dynamic of a love interest, but they did it in a way of it just happened naturally because
I'm just saying
he
that's
earned it.
not right. It's not the most interesting aspect of it. What is interesting is that he when he realizes that he's not going to get her by anything, that he just focuses on becoming a better human being. And the fact that he gets her is purely a side effect of him just doing that makes it a compelling journey for him.
It's an avenue to keep the story continuing,
Sure. I mean, honestly, okay, let's do this.
It also has to identify a prize that makes, that makes the movie come to an end, because the guy's got to get a prize.
Yeah. What's that use?
Well, let's do this. What happens if we remove her from the movie, right? Like, so let's just say that it's just, Chris Harrell? Oh, fucking, what is his name?
The camera guy.
The great Chris Elliott, cabin boy to some.
Cabin boy.
It's been a long time, buddy. I'm bad with names.
Now I'm a cabin man.
Let's just say that we remove her from the movie, actually, right? There's only 2 to 3 sections of the movie that get affected kind of at all by the action of it. It's that one middle section where he's in the restaurant eating, and they start talking about French literature, and poetry, and he starts like fishing at her to get her information after that, right? And then the last probably 10 minutes or so, when she's following him around and he's kind of romancing her with the ice sculpture and the dance at the end and stuff. And then the final scene, and that's about it, right? Like, everything else, if he would have gone through his entire day taking care of everybody and doing, being the guy at the end, right? Like being the good guy, I think he still would have woke up the next day.
Is this
Right.
like that Indiana Jones and Raiders theory where it didn't matter that Indy was there at all? The same thing would have happened.
I see what you're saying.
Probably.
He just kind
I
of
don't
ran
know, that's what
around,
I'm-
and the boulder still was triggered.
But that's why I wanted to pose the question.
Well, they still
right?
find the arc. Yeah,
That's the
I
whole
don't know
thing,
the answer
but,
to that.
yeah.
I don't think it would have been as enjoyable a movie, but again, sometimes you just need these tropes because they are what makes the movie
Yeah.
hold
People
together.
want to see two people kiss, especially if they haven't
Yeah.
kissed all movie and they finally do. Like, yay! Let's
But
go
it
home,
does
Margaret.
just make me think a little bit of Knocked Up, which was also about guy having to be worthy of the girl,
Which
and,
Harold Ramis was in as the dad.
and when
good
she
link, good link.
and when she as an actress said, yeah, it's not much of a character, but and they went and kind of ruined her career.
Oh, Heigl.
In
from the term
fairness,
Heigl
wasn't
comes
the
from.
right time to make that statement, from a business perspective. But I kind of understood what she was saying. She wasn't actually wrong.
Didn't she change her name and goes by Megan Kelly now?
Oh my God.
Dyed
She
hair.
saves dogs.
You know what? I don't have much nice to say about Katherine Heigl, but I will certainly say she ain't Megan Kelly. Megan Kelly's the worst person. But, let's not turn this
She's
into
big.
a
We're going to lose
political
viewers and sponsorship.
podcast. Oh my God.
We'll be right back
Think of our
with
sponsors.
Speaking of Blue Chew, cut. Walk into the room, dig first. So,
I missed that. Was that one of the deleted scenes?
yes.
I would have liked
well,
more hardcore sex also. But other than that, I thought it was
Yeah,
Nick
I
Pearson
mean,
and the butt stuff
he-
deleted scene, that would have been a great addition.
There's like the scene where he tells her that the waitress makes that little sound when they have sex,
Yeah.
but we don't see it.
how do we know for
Show,
sure? I
don't
need to
tell.
see it.
Well, my final thought on the movie is I like this because it made me laugh. It was funny. It was sweet. But more so, it was something that gave you pause to think. It was philosophical. You know what that
Yes.
means, Dad? It means like big ideas and stuff.
Wait, what?
So I appreciated it. We'll talk.
Is that like
Who's
physics?
Phil?
And it was nice seeing Bill Murray not grow up, but I feel like we kind of let him grow up a little bit and gave him a chance not just to be the fucking completely goofy guy. And you should watch it.
I think my favorite part of this movie is the whole philosophical aspect of it and how detailed they were. And I couldn't find it, but I heard this. It could be fake, but it was like there was an argument on set. They couldn't decide what shirt he was going to wear. It's just like, did he know about this before this shirt? And there's something small minutia, but they really wanted to get it down and like have this be like a really solid, thought out sandbox he can enjoy. So I like the suggestion, Plow. Do you want to add anything? You think we did your movie justice?
Yeah, I think everybody did a good job. It's hard not to love a classic, So,
Thanks, Teach.
Yeah, right. Thanks,
Do you want to
Are you
have
proud of
anything
us?
else to say? Anything?
I guess my final thoughts is it's just to end up a good movie. Like, it's just a good rewatchable movie, and
Yeah.
you can definitely put it on when you're working, or definitely just put it on the Sunday afternoon. It's something that you can enjoy kind of with the kids almost, because it's old enough.
I
It's
don't
kind of
have
a-
kids, but maybe I can get some to watch with me. I don't know.
There's kind of an enjoyable irony that this movie is so good for replay. I have seen it many times, and I never get tired of rewatching it. I mean, it just does hold up over and over again. So I agree with everything beyond that Louis said about it. I think it is a great movie because I do enjoy a comedy that does give me something to think about.
Yeah.
While I'm laughing, and yeah,
Yeah, it was a
I
great
also have
addition.
always liked what he did. So yeah.
And next week, our next edition, 2 weeks from now, we're doing Mr. Woody's movie, Big Man Japan. Um, Came out in 2007. We won't get into it now, but it was a meme of a movie, and it is funny. I think you guys will like it. So thanks for joining. And Enema or Shenema, you decide. But, we have strong opinions. Thanks for listening.